The sea never slept in Greymire. It murmured beneath the cliffs like a thing with secrets, sighing in and out with a breath older than the village itself. Some nights it roared, some nights it whispered, but every 7th year, on the storm's eve, it fell silent. And that's when the daughters returned. They called them the Collector's Daughters, 2 girls who walked the mist-shrouded streets barefoot, soaked and unspeaking. No one knew where they came from, only that they arrived in the night, always together, always asking the same question in perfect childlike harmony. Do you remember us? Those who answered were never seen again. The villagers greeted them with hollow smiles. The mayor politely warned of storms, of seasonal dangers, of how Greymire has traditions. But the Cartwrights waved it off. Folklore was charming. Mira was enchanted. They moved into Windrow House, perched on the edge of the cliff where the fog clung like cobwebs. No one told them what happened there 7 years ago. No one mentioned the girl before Mira. It began with the tides. One morning, Mira awoke to find every window streaked with salt from the inside. Her drawings of birds had been replaced, scratched out and redrawn, now depicting twin girls holding hands beneath a bleeding moon. Elise thought it a prank. Thomas blamed the wind, but Mira grew quiet. And then came the dreams. Mira, they're in the water. They sing in the pipes. The Cartwrights assumed it was imagination, until the humming started. At precisely 11:47 p.m. each night for a week, the same lullaby echoed faintly through the house's plumbing, a sweet broken melody that sounded like it had traveled miles through stone and the salt. Mira would sit up in bed, eyes wide, swaying. "Mira, they're coming," she said, voice devoid of fear. Then the storm came. It began not with thunder, but with absolute stillness. No birds, no wind, not even the sea dared speak. The town shuttered. Curtains were drawn, doors locked. Greymire held its breath. At 11:47 p.m. someone knocked. 3 soft taps, wood against wood, like bone on bark. Thomas froze. Elise stared at the door, heart thudding. Then came a voice. 2 voices, in perfect, hollow unison. "The Collector's Daughters! Do you remember us?" Elise screamed. "Don't open it!" But the knob turned. The door flew open on its own. Wind and salt rushed in like a tidal breath, and there they stood. 2 girls, identical, drenched, unblinking. Their eyes were pits of obsidian, reflecting nothing, their skin pale, stretched, lips parted just slightly, waiting. "I remember you." The lights blew out. They searched for Mira in the morning. There were no footprints, no broken locks, no sign of a struggle. Just the faint imprint of 2 sets of bare feet on the hardwood, and a perfect saltwater handprint on Mira's bedroom door. The Cartwrights were inconsolable. The town remained silent. Thomas, undone, stayed behind. He needed answers, needed meaning. He pored over every town record, every archived police report, every hushed newspaper clipping the mayor tried to burn. There was a pattern. Every 7 years, always a girl, always new blood. A sacrifice. The villagers weren't cursed, they were complicit. 7 years passed, the sea slept, Greymire breathed, and Thomas Cartwright waited. He kept Windrow House, its rooms frozen in time, Mira's bed untouched, her shoes still lined up at the door. When the stillness came again, he did not flinch. When the knock came, he opened the door. They were there, daughters unchanged. Time held no sway over them, and between them stood a 3rd figure, smaller. "Daddy, do you remember me?" Thomas dropped to his knees. She stepped forward. The other daughters did not follow. Her hand reached out, but when he touched her, his flesh sizzled. Smoke rose from his fingertips. The salt in the air turned to acid on his skin. Mira tilted her head. "You weren't supposed to," she whispered. Thomas blinked. "What?" Her face shifted, twitched. The Collector's voice spoke through her now. "They forget. That's the rule. That's the payment. But you remembered, and now—" She smiled. "You're mine." The next morning the townspeople found Windrow House empty, not a trace of Thomas Cartwright, only 3 small footprints burned into the wood by the door. 3 daughters now, and 7 years to wait.